The story begins by introducing us to a devastating disaster that happened in the year 2845 of the Tianyuan calendar, when countless extraterrestrial passages suddenly materialized across the blue star. Hordes of unknown demonic beasts surged from these passages, ruthlessly slaughtering humanity. Amidst the chaos, the surviving humans discovered a new type of gaseous energy. However, after the first use of large-scale destructive weapons, a level 8 demonic beast known as the Blood Moon Heavenly Wolf emerged out of nowhere. Under the leadership of this terrifying creature, the human race was completely crushed, retreating in absolute defeat. After that catastrophic event, humanity never dared to use nuclear weapons again. That was until humanity's first martial saint was born, and he is the current #1 expert on the blue star, the Tao God, and he made his spectacular debut. After a bloody battle with the Blood Moon Heavenly Wolf that lasted 3 days and 3 nights, the Tao God finally beheaded it, an incredible feat that ushered in the era of nationwide martial arts cultivation. Unfortunately, those with the talent to cultivate martial arts were still in the minority. The official 1-star martial artist assessment standards required a blood chi of 100 cal, a punching force of 1,000 kg and a speed of 10 meters per second. Among those fortunate enough to cultivate, the talent distribution across the 4 major realms revealed that the Transcendent Realm accounts for 50% among the 4 major realms, the Soul Condensation Realm accounts for 30%, the Saint Realm accounts for 12%, and the Divine Wandering Realm accounts for 8%. The scene then shifts to 50 years later. A boy is being viciously attacked by a demonic beast flying through the sky, and just as the strike reaches him, he screams in pure terror, only to realize that all of it was a nightmare. All of this is unfolding on the Blue Star, in Nanhai Province, Hezhou City, inside the No. 18 Martial Arts High School, in the Class 10. As he awakens from the terrifying nightmare, he starts to lose his breath, and it is here that we are introduced to our protagonist, Chen Mu. Seeing him startle awake, the teacher instantly yells at him, calling out his name, Chen Mu. "You still have the nerve to sleep. Are you even listening to a single word I'm saying?" As Chen Mu panics, the teacher continues ruthlessly, saying, "Chen Mu, in this academy's martial exam test, you ranked 10th from the bottom. According to academy regulations, you are to be expelled. Pack up your things and get out." With those final words, he hands him an official expulsion notice. Shocked and panicking, Chen Mu desperately asks, "Instructor, did you make a mistake?" Even as the words leave his mouth, he thinks to himself that it is not uncommon in Great Chia to expel a small fraction of students with terrible aptitude who have no hope of passing the martial arts university entrance exam, all in order to artificially boost the school's overall acceptance rate. The instructor, hearing his plea, replies in a furious tone, "The test results are fair and publicly posted. How could there be a mistake? Take this back and tell your parents. Within 3 days, you must withdraw from school. After 3 days, don't even think about stepping through the gates of No. 18 high school ever again." Devastated, Chen Mu tries to reason with him in a desperate voice, explaining, "I have been training non-stop lately. Can't you give me one more chance, sir? There's still some time before the national martial exam. As long as I keep cultivating hard." Before he can even complete his sentence, the instructor harshly interrupts him, saying, "I know you work very hard, and once I had high hopes for your talent. But in this world, talent dictates everything in the end. For someone lacking blood chi, it's completely pointless no matter how many more days you waste at this school." He then adds with deep frustration, "I, Zhao Yi, have been teaching for 10 years, and you are the first student I've ever seen whose blood chi dropped instead of rising." Hearing this, Chen Mu falls into deep contemplation. He ponders how, ever since he started having that bizarre, recurring nightmare night after night, his blood chi has been steadily dropping. It makes absolutely no sense to him, and the gap between his actual score and the passing mark of 100 cal is getting wider and wider. Meanwhile, his classmates burst out laughing and begin to murmur amongst themselves, gossiping, "Everyone else gets stronger the more they train, but he just gets weaker. If he's expelled, he won't even be able to take the national martial exam, and without a martial education, his life is practically over. With blood chi like his, nobody would even hire him to move bricks. The instructor quickly turns his anger on the rest of the room, shouting, "Quiet. There are only 30 days left until the martial exam. You're all still giggling and joking around, thinking your positions are secure. No, you are wrong. Within these 30 days, there will be 3 more tests, and those who rank in the bottom 10 of the school will still be expelled. If you don't work hard, Chen Mu's present will be the future reality for some of you in this class." As the classroom quietens, Chen Mu looks down at his blood-stained hands, a painful reminder of his relentless training, and thinks, if I can't get into a martial university, how will I make more money in the future? What about Mom? With her illness, she can't miss even a single day of her medication. And Dad, covered in injuries. My sister is also taking the martial exam soon, and she needs tons of money to pour into cultivation resources. As the eldest son of the family, I'm actually this useless. His mind flashes back to a scene inside his home, where his mom was pleading with his dad, saying, "Honey, please just take a day off and rest." His dad had simply replied, "I'm not tired. It just hurts a little, that's all. If I carry 2 more bags tomorrow, I can earn enough to buy supplements for the kids." Remembering this in the present moment, Chen Mu is gripped by profound sadness, wondering, how can I face my parents after the decade of support and upbringing they've given me? Another memory surfaces from a family dinner, where his younger sister selflessly placed her chicken leg onto his plate, telling him, "Bro, my blood chi is higher than yours, I'm perfectly healthy. You train so hard every day, so bro, you should eat it." He remembers thinking, over the years, my sister's talent and grades have been outstanding, and she never made our parents worry. Instead, it's me, her older brother, who has constantly dragged the whole family down. What kind of brother am I? Suddenly, Instructor Zhao Yi snaps him out of his painful memories, coldly stating, "Chen Mu, I suggest you stop holding on to fantasies. You're already a lost cause." The scene shifts to Chen Mu leaving the school gates. As he walks away, the lingering whispers of the students echo around him, saying, "If I were him, I'd want to find a hole to crawl into. Why is he still here making a fool of himself?" The words sink him into an even deeper sadness. He slowly walks toward his house, and as he steps onto a zebra crossing, a familiar voice suddenly calls out to him, asking, "I heard you got expelled." Looking up, Chen Mu sees his best friend, Wang Yu. For a brief second, Chen Mu hopes his friend is there to comfort him. Instead, Wang Yu speaks with an unmistakable tone of contempt, sneering, "This is just the first lesson number 18 high school is teaching you. Once you leave the school, you're on your own. Take care of yourself." This cold rejection leaves Chen Mu completely devastated. Later, inside his house, Chen Mu lies down on his bed, completely exhausted. He reflects on his situation, thinking, "I considered my aptitude to be decent, and I worked hard enough. Originally, my strength was in the top 10 of the class. Zhao Yi, Wang Yu, and all my other classmates treated me with recognition, envy, and respect. To give me a better cultivation environment, my parents even rented this room for me near number 18 high school. But 1 month ago, everything changed. Since that day, I've dreamed of a blood-red crow every single night. Even if I tried cultivating harder, or even sleeping less to resist the nightmare's intrusion, it was still utterly useless. As of today, I have been torn to shreds by this demonic beast in my dreams a full 30 times. Resigned to his fate, he dials his landlord, Auntie Zhang, and says, "Auntie Zhang, I'm moving out. I've been expelled from number 18 high school, so there's no point in me living here anymore. Whenever you're free, just come and take the room back." After hanging up, he falls asleep, and his consciousness instantly reawakens inside the terrifying dream world of his nightmare. Looking up at the crimson sky, he spots the bird-type demonic beast descending upon him. Panic and terror grip him, because this creature is a blood crow, one of the apex beasts among level 1 demonic beasts. The blood crow dives rapidly toward him. As the bird ruthlessly pierces his flesh with its sharp claws, Chen Mu's despair reaches a boiling point. He thinks, it was precisely because of this bizarre dream that my blood chi plummeted, turning all my hard work into nothingness. With my talent, I was supposed to comfortably test into a martial university, graduate, and earn money. Looking directly into the monster's piercing eyes, he notices a familiar emotion and snaps. He furiously questions it, yelling, "What's with that disdainful look in your eyes? Are you looking down on me? You cause my blood chi to drop, and yet you have the gall to push it further and mock me." This sudden outburst ignites a fierce, primal rage within his heart. Giving in to the anger, he drives his fist forward to punch the monster. This intense surge of fury abruptly awakens a latent power hidden deep within his body. A severe, agonizing headache splits his mind, but through the pain, the awakened force explodes outward, and he completely obliterates the bird monster. As the chaotic energy subsides, Chen Mu looks at the feathers raining down and ponders his strike in absolute shock, wondering, that strike just now, how did it? Holy crap, I actually blew up a blood crow, an apex level 1 demonic beast and the nightmare of 1-star martial artists. He quickly rationalizes the phenomenon, realizing, no, that's not right. Unlike standard chi, which every martial artist can use, telekinesis is something only Saint Realm powerhouses can possess. Even the Dao God only awakened telekinesis after stepping into the Saint Realm. I'm not even a 1-star martial artist, yet I awaken telekinesis. This is way too heaven-defying. Exhausted, he collapses onto the ground, laying down as a final thought crosses his mind. In reality, I don't even have the ability to defeat a blood crow, let alone awaken telekinesis. How great it would be if it all weren't a dream. The next second, he falls asleep within the dream, only to instantly wake up back in reality. Standing up from his bed, he immediately notices that something feels entirely different. He looks around, bewildered, thinking, what's going on? I feel my whole body brimming with power. My mind is also several times sharper and clearer than before. Driven by a sudden urge to test his physical state, he gets up from the bed, focuses on a mysterious golden energy flowing through him, and positions himself firmly before his punching bag. Channeling his strength, he throws a fierce punch. The strike unleashes a terrifying sonic wave, creating a booming noise so violent that the people in the neighborhood genuinely mistake it for an earthquake. Chen Mu stares at his hands in pure astonishment, thinking, even before my blood chi dropped, I'd never been able to throw a punch with such a loud sonic boom. Though I don't know the exact stats, my current blood chi, punching force, and speed, the 3 key metrics for the martial exam, are definitely much stronger than before. I need to go to a nearby martial arts center and test my metrics as soon as possible. An overwhelming wave of happiness washes over him as he realizes, still, I can't believe I actually got stronger. This definitely has something to do with killing that blood crow in my dream last night. His thoughts immediately jump back to the strange ability he used to end the nightmare, and he wonders, could the telekinesis from the dream be real too? Deciding to put it to the test, he turns toward the door of his room and focuses his mind, attempting to open it purely with his thoughts. The telekinetic force responds instantly, bursting forth with such volatile power that it accidentally warps and damages the door structure. Staring at the broken door, Chen Mu is left in absolute awe of his new reality, confirming the unbelievable truth. I actually awakened telekinesis. And the first chapter ends here. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like and subscribe.